From the mouth of one of their own. Listen how Muslim sheikh debunks Palestine lie, with all the proofs.
79. We Shia, we never had a problem with the Jewish people. No problem. You know why? Because we have nothing to do with Palestine.
Right.
We Shia, our holy sites, Mecca, Medina, and what's in Iran and Iraq, we have nothing to do with Palestine.
That's correct.
When the revolution happened, to politicize the Muslim narrative and to get the Muslim community hyped up, we said the Quds, Jerusalem is ours. But it's not. It's not ours. 1979 onwards, the war happened. The Islamic teachings can never separate themselves from the foundations of Judaism, monotheism, the belief in God, the prophets. We share so many prophets. Jesus was a Jew. Muslims love Jesus. Abraham, Daniel, Isaac, Habakkuk, name me any prophet. They're all Jewish. And they are Islam's prophets. If you deny one of them, you can't be a Muslim.
So are you saying then that this whole, the entire argument surrounding whether or not Jerusalem belongs to the Muslims or the Jews was just propaganda that was fueled after the 1979?
For the Shia side, yes.
Yes.
Shia side, yes. For the Sunni side, no. The Sunnis genuinely believe, and that's the majority. Again, the problem, Candice, with my reading is that it's the minority.
Yeah, but that is the problem. So I think it's unfair to say, well, the minority of people believe this, right? If we acknowledge that the majority of people that follow Islam believe in this sort of violent interpretation, in this anti-Semitic interpretation, right? How can we allow this to permeate into Western civilization and continue to call it the religion of peace?
Well, I don't call it the religion of peace.
You don't?
I don't.
So why do you think we do?
Because I don't know. It sounds nice.
But there has to be a better reason.
No.
Is it funded? Is it...
No, it's not funded. It just sounds nice. Obama says it.
Yeah.
That's it. He said.
How do you think Gays for Gaza will get on long term?
Well, the joke at the moment is that there aren't enough tall buildings in Gaza to throw Gays for Gaza off. These people are, you know, I've said very often, they're part of the same phenomenon as turkeys for Christmas and chickens for KFC. I mean,
I'm fed up with these fringe idiot cases. I mean, they're so mentally defective, these people, and incredibly narcissistic, you know. I can be queer and also celebrate Palestine. No, you fucking can't. Fuck off. Just... You know, I can both argue for a two-state solution and also celebrate queerness and also not let myself down. No, you can't.
Former chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff General Mark Milley share his thoughts on IDF and what U.S. would have done if the same October 7th would happen to them.
Israel has a right to defend itself. They were the one who was attacked brutally on the 7th of October. 1,200 people were slaughtered, not just killed in the conduct of war. They were slaughtered, beheaded, butchered, raped in front of their husbands. It was stuff that was not even a hair's breadth removed from what the Nazis did. And if you take the math and do 1,200 and apply it to the United States, that'd be 50 to 100,000 people dead in a morning. Can you imagine what we would do? I mean, seriously. So Israel has every right to defend itself. War is a horrible thing. I got a lot of years in combat, been shot at, blown up, the whole 9 yards, right? It's a horrible, brutal, vicious thing. And unfortunately, because the character of war is going to be in dense urban areas, that the very conduct of war is going to have very high levels of collateral damage. There's almost no way around it. But if there's any morality at all, you need to get into it, achieve your political objectives, get it done fast, and get it.
The children in the West Bank get taught that there is no state of Israel. They get taught to praise terrorists, to praise martyrs that have blown themselves up on buses with kids. They get taught that in school from an early age. There is no chance for peace between our people when children are taught to idolize martyrs, to idolize terrorists. There is no chance and there's no hope for our people. There's no way forward and to peace if we don't speak. If we don't speak, there's no way goes forward. Stop building. Let's stop teaching our children to hate. Let's stop teaching our children to kill. Also in the West Bank, also in America. I can speak about this with you. I'm happy to. And there are things that I don't agree with, that you might agree with, and that I agree with, that you might not agree with. And there's things that we do agree with. But you're not willing to see that by shouting in my face.
You're trying to have the conversation and you're not. You guys are actually doing a really good job.
It's just really sad.
Listen to this absolutely bonkers and stupid journalist.
What would you say Hamas have done wrong?
Again, I'm not going to sit up here. I don't even know really what happened.
You can't find anything.
How hard is it to condemn rape?
I'm not justifying anything that they've done. And the United States also called Nelson Mandela and the ANC a terrorist organization. I think they're an armed resistance group trying to fight for the liberation of Palestine.
Do you think they're
I'm not going to sit here and give an obligatory... Do you think Israel's a terrorist organization,
Of course
Emily?
not.
Do you think Israel's a terrorist organization?
Not.
Well,
can you answer my question?
Yeah,
do you
let's
think
agree to
Hamas is a
disagree.
terrorist organization?
I already did. Let me explain something to you.
Do you think that the acts committed on October 7th were legitimate? You think that gang rape, that
do you think
mass
that the acts that Israel
sexual
did
violence
that
is a method of
precipitated
war?
October
Hang on, look.
Do you think
look,
October
okay,
6th, 5th, 4th? I'm not going to
about.
sit here and condemn Hamas. I'm sure atrocities were committed on both sides on October 7th. I'm
on
sure
October
that
7th,
many
atrocities were
killed.
committed.
I don't know.
What
I don't
atrocities
know
did
how
Israel
many
commit on
civilians
October
were
7th?
killed by Israel.
Hamas showed us on tape them killing civilians, innocent civilians, on October the 7th. Do you accept that was wrong? Yes or no?
You saw the tape?
Yeah, they showed us.
You saw the tape of them killing innocent civilians?
Yes, they literally broadcast it to the world. Yes, we all did.
And so do Israeli soldiers.
Fine,
in a
why can't
depraved
you
fashion.
forget
it's
Israel
like
for a
watching,
moment?
It's like watching.
Forget Israel for a moment.
It's like watching Nazis.
If it's wrong to kill
during World
innocent
War
civilians,
II
Abby,
on social media.
If it's wrong to kill innocent civilians, I'll ask you one more time. You haven't got to answer. Up to you. But viewers are watching this and they know you haven't answered. You think it's wrong to kill innocent civilians?
I already answered. I think it's wrong to kill innocent civilians.
So what Hamas did was wrong?
She's not going to answer.
Some signs come out earlier today from some of the protesters. Let me see if I talk to one. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, good, how are you?
What's your name?
My name's Lillian.
It's nice to meet you. Why are you here today?
I'm here in support of the students, and I think that it's really important that everyone who stands with Palestine and Gaza right now is also standing with these students who are, leading the way in the U.S.
How do you feel about them taking over the building right now?
I think that their cause is a just cause, and I hope that the administration really hears their demands. I think they're just demands.
Do you feel like it was right to hold 3 of the janitor workers hostage inside of the building?
I think that's a really false narrative.
That's what the janitors are saying, that they weren't allowed to leave.
I think that that's a really false narrative.
Even if the janitors are saying that, you're saying that that's not true.
I think that it's a really false narrative that the students took anyone hostage.
How do you feel about some of the Jewish students saying that they don't feel safe here on campus?
I think that this is also a really false narrative that's being promoted.
Do you think October 7th and the attack that happened is a false narrative?
Yeah, run away, you loser.
So this is what happened.
Can you get out of my face, please?
So this is what you see at these protests. Once you get into the nitty-gritty of what happened on October the 7th, what's happening there, they deny what happened. As you know, that is actually factual now, that the janitorial workers were blocked inside of the building. And anytime you bring that up, the Jewish cause, the Jewish people, the kids that feel unsafe on campus, they deny the reality of it.
Man, you know what drives me nuts?
What's that?
The perception that Israel is a colonialist power.
I know. That's ridiculous, right? You've got 2.5 billion people every year celebrating Christmas, the birth of Jesus, a Jew from Judea, which is Israel, over 2,000 years ago. So to then claim that Jews are not native is absurd.
Yeah, and Muslims know it too. The Quran also mentions the Jews' connection to Jerusalem and the surrounding land.
Correct. What people don't know is that the Arabs came from Arabia and colonized the Jews in Judea.
That's why the Muslim temple on the Mount in Jerusalem is built on top of the Jewish temple. The Arabs were the colonizers. Again, it's the opposite of what they say.
Correct. It's the opposite. People just don't know the history.
And I think there's a basic misunderstanding of what a colony is. Like a British colony had Britain. as the motherland.
Right.
A French colony had France as their motherland.
Right, so if Israel is a colony, where's the other Jewish motherland?
There isn't one.
Exactly.
And the modern state of Israel was not an extension of Europe. It was an escape from Europe to rejoin the Jews that had always been here.
And the same with Jews from all over the Middle East. They returned after centuries of persecution.
Well, the Native American Cherokee Nation is building a Native American embassy in Jerusalem. They see Israel as a native people that gives them hope.
And the Maoris, the indigenous people of New Zealand, they're staunch supporters of Israel too.
So it's really a combination of just not knowing history and not understanding what a colony is. It's infuriatingly ironic.
It's very ironic. Instead of Israel being a Jewish colony, it's actually a real-world example of a First Nations people returning to their ancestral homeland.
That's right.